Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode number 32 of the Unknown Games podcast. Thank you for tuning in to the opening segment. I always start it like I'm going to actually start the show, but it's not the actual case. It's just my own personal private time. Wait, this is actually your private time. I will not waste it, I promise. I'll let you know we're going to be talking about virtual YouTubers this episode. Yeah, I still don't get what they are, but Alex is a big fan and he kind of knows what's going on. So we're going to try to break it down and maybe you'll get some of the inside notice to what's happening here in the big land of Japan for the past, 3-4 years. They're huge. They're very huge. And of course, we're going to talk about what we've been playing a little bit here and there, but the first half of the segment, definitely tune into. It's awesome. And the second half about VTubers, it's definitely one to stay around for. There we go. To stay around for as well. Remember, you can follow us on Twitter at UGP_cast. Similar, you can do the same thing on Instagram. And of course, if you like listen to us on your computer, just like, through YouTube or something. If you're a YouTube person, you can check us out on YouTube at Unknown Games Podcast. Do I have anything else for you other than to listen to this show? You know it's coming. Remember to tell your family, your dogs, your cats, yourself, your friends, your neighbors, your rocks, your figures, and, if you have a Furby, tell your Furby, because the Furbies will spread the word. Also, leave us a voice message. You'll find out more. And before I run out of time, quickly, how many awesome quotes can you detect in this episode? Send that as your voice message. All right, everybody, enjoy the show. Sound effect.
Oh.
Make your dreams come true.
Hey, well, gosh, I don't know what to do. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. We are the Unknown Games Podcast. This is episode number 32 of this wonderful podcast on May 11th. I think I'm confused on not the date, but just the number of the podcast. But we're glad that you're listening to us. That's one thing that we're not confused about. And by we, I mean myself, Adrian, and my co-host, Alex.
Hey, what's up, Alex?
Always bringing that hype, the hype machine right there. It's been a good week. It's been a good week. I don't know. How was your? So we didn't have like a new-ish show over Golden Week. We had like a little outtake kind of thing, but I don't know. How was your Golden Week? How was your 5-6 days off? Did you do anything?
I didn't do anything. I actually don't even remember what I did. So I feel like I beat video games, but I don't remember. I beat Valkyria Chronicles 4, so I was trying to get rid of that, out of my backlog. So I beat it.
You're trying to get rid of it like it was bad?
Well, I mean, I like it a lot. I can't remember if I beat it before Golden Week or after Golden or during Golden Week, but regardless, I beat that. So, trying to take care of some games from my Steam backlog, and the game's really good. Came out in 2018.
Wait, 18? I think. Yeah. 2018. I think, winter, fall sometime.
Yeah. So I got it on PS4 when it came out in Japan. It was just like a PS4 only game, Japan only at the time.
Yep.
And I bought it on console. I played through a bunch of it, and then I kind of just stopped playing that game, which is what happens for Valkyria Chronicle games for me, because they can kind of take a while. And then and then it came out on PC in English, and I was like, ooh, that's awesome. I want to play that game on my PC, 4K, 100, higher than 60 frames per second frame rate.
You're so obsessed with that, man. I don't know. For me, I'm like, okay, over 60 frames a second looks, it looks nice, but I'm not jumping for joy when it's uncapped. I'm just like, oh, it's uncapped now.
I think you have to get used to it, but you can tell, you can begin to tell when it's really smooth, especially when you spin the mouse really fast.
My eyes are still entrained. They're still too young for the PC.
Yeah. So it's I was like, yeah, I want to get on PC, but then it didn't have Japanese support at the time, so I didn't get it. And then it eventually got patched in, so you can switch the language to Japanese. So I bought it at that time, and then I beat it finally.
Oh, nice. I mean, like, I think for me, in terms of Golden Week, I didn't do much either. Like, I played a lot more Final Fantasy VII Remake and Sunset Overdrive. I started playing that. But other than that, like, I didn't even open a book to read. I didn't even go outside to run. No, wait, I did run one day. I took a jog one day, and that almost exploded my heart because I haven't run in a year. So I'm lucky to be alive, I guess. I guess I'm lucky to be alive. Like, I don't know, being inside so much, it's kind of like, you take for granted the fact that you can go outside, and then when you do, you're like, what do I do? You run, and you're like, crap, I suck at this now. So I guess I'm just going to try to find another running habit, like some exercise habits. I need to do that before I pass out and die. Yeah. But today, we're going to be talking about, of course, what we've been playing. And then also after that, we're going to talk about virtual YouTubers. We just started talking about this, me and Alex, a little bit earlier today. And I was like, you know what, this would be kind of cool to talk about. I know like a lot of you may or may not know what virtual YouTubers are. I kind of do and don't in some ways. Alex is more the expert on this. And then after that, of course, the Inside Xbox May 2020 event happened. Is it monthly? Is it bi-monthly? Like,
I don't know. I don't really pay too much attention to Inside Xbox, but they do it a couple times a year, if I'm not mistaken. It's kind of like a Nintendo Direct, but
yeah. So, I mean, of course they got blown up, but we're not going to talk about the blow up. We're going to talk about the games that we saw or thought that were interesting. So that's going to be it. And of course, as always, thanks for always following us on the social medias. But we do want you to leave us a voice message. Please leave us a voice message on our Anchor page, anchor.fm/UGPcast. You'll find a button. That button is magical. Your voice can change our lives.
Sure.
So sure. Anyways, Alex, you can start it off. What have you been playing outside of the Valkyria Chronicles?
Yeah, well, I mean, like after I finished it, I started up trying to get to some other games. So I'm going through Shining Resonance Refrain right now, which is like another Sega game that I got on PC. Same deal actually. I got it on PS4 when it came out, and then when it came out on PC, I was like, oh, I'll just rebuy it. So I did.
Which Shining Resonance, that was like, it's not a remake or anything. It's just like a bringing the franchise back, if I remember, or something like that. Was it?
No, it's a remaster of a PS3. Yeah, so it's a Japan only PS3 game, and then it got remastered, and then it also got for the first time like an international localization.
Okay, so that's pretty much I guess one of the major changes is that localization part of it, or any other things that they kind of changed up.
Oh well, they added like some extra stuff that I'm not touching actually right now, but so I'm playing through it. It's fine. It's very much a fine game. It's not
gonna blow your mind. Like,
yeah, it's really tough, honestly, because like this year I have been playing a lot of good games. Like FF7 for me was a really good one, and I finished like Tokyo Mirage Sessions. That game's not also like mind blowing, but it's fine. It's a competent game. Persona 5 Royal, Persona 5 Scramble. I'm enjoying a lot of good games right now, so it has a lot of tough competition, and the game itself is tedious, to put it really nicely. So you only have like a couple areas within the game, but you do so much backtracking, like a comical amount of backtracking, and there's no fast travel.
So you literally have to walk on the world map like legit old, like they didn't decide to update that part of the game. It's just like, hey,
no.
Just keep on.
If you have an item, you can teleport back to town, but you can't teleport out of town. So you'll go back to town, and then it'll be like, oh, go here, and then you open your map, and you're like, oh, I see how far I gotta go, and you gotta like hoof it. You have to walk it, and then you do like a boss fight or something, and then chapter's over. I don't know.
That is kind of weird. Like, I gotta say that's some of the cool things that we've been seeing in some of these remasters or remakes or whatever. It's just like, simple things like fast travel become a thing, or save anywhere you want to. Those like, I'm really happy about that in Final Fantasy VII Remake. I can save anywhere.
You can save anywhere. It's pretty cool. That's just something that, like in the original, you have to go find that friggin' save point and you're like, oh, thank God, there's a save point here. But yeah, I'm going through Shining Resonance. I'm hoping to finish it. I don't know, like I really want to just finish it just to say that I've done it. But if I'm not enjoying it, I'll probably move on back to Persona or something.
Because you were still playing, was it Persona 5 Scramble, or is it just Persona
I'm playing everything. I'm still
just
playing Royal
just,
and Scramble. Yeah, I put those games on hold, like to play FF7 and stuff. So
right. Dang, you're doing the RPG gauntlet, man. I can't do an RPG gauntlet like that. I can do one at a time, and like maybe like a smaller game. So over the break, I didn't buy any like indie games, but I did play Donut County. Oh gosh.
Oh yeah, that was cool. I saw you stream that a little bit.
That game was
I like the
weird.
writing in the game. It's really funny.
The writing is really funny. I feel like it's like one of those conversations, like me and Alex, we have some conversations outside of the podcast, but it really does sound like it's just like, yo, dude, what's up? Oh, I don't know. I just found some donuts. You found donuts? Doing what? It's so natural, but so funny and satirical at the same time. Like, that's what I loved about that game. And it's only like 2 hours to beat, but the gameplay is kind of whack. I won't lie.
Yeah, no,
I
I was watching it. It gave me a Katamari Damacy kind of feel to it, which is also actually a game that I was playing recently, but
it kind of made me, it definitely made me remember Katamari Damacy, because like instead of kind of rolling the ball to, well, you're not rolling a ball, but you're not rolling anything. Sorry. You're a hole in the ground that tries to absorb, I guess, like other objects into it, like have it fall through it, and then more objects you get, the wider the hole gets. But it's only like on a set, the map is set, and it's like a really small little area, so it's really easy to tell, okay, I can only have this thing fit inside the hole right now, so get this, and I mean, like you said, I think the writing is a strong point of the game, not the gameplay, and that's it. It's a fun little 2 hour game. I definitely recommend it if you can get it on sale. You might want to skip full price, which I don't think it's too expensive, but hey.
Yeah, or if you just want to support an indie developer or something like that.
That's true.
Yeah, I forgot what I was playing. I actually was playing Katamari Damacy again. Really, like yesterday, I did the Create the Moon level, which is like a 25-minute level.
Oh man, that game was so good. And I was browsing the Steam store, like during the Golden Week sale, and I found like Super Monkey Ball.
Oh yeah, that's on PC as well.
Oh gosh, no, I was tempted because I have like some freakishly good memory of playing Super Monkey Ball on GBA.
Yeah, well, that was like me and Katamari Damacy. Like, I just really liked that game, so I bought it when it came out again.
They're both good games, except for your game has really good music. Mine just has.
Oh, Katamari Damacy it's like the soundtrack is so good. Yeah.
All I got is just like balls. I mean, monkeys in balls. That came out wrong, but I got monkey balls.
Yeah. So I've been trying to slim down my Steam installation folder, I guess, just trying to get rid of some games. I really like honestly just having games on PC, because like you have a really good flexibility of languages, so I can switch between English and Japanese anytime I want.
Yeah, that's true.
And I can also switch between like how I play the game, so I can play with a gamepad or I can play with a keyboard and mouse.
Which is kind of strange, because like I just default to using big picture mode. Like
yeah. Well, big picture mode
for me.
Big picture mode like assists with your library. That was meant for if you have a TV. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you have a computer hooked up to a TV or something. Yeah.
Yeah. And I just now use it just like I need to use it to just use my controller to interface with the PC. Like like I said, I'm a broken PC person.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, like I'll turn on my controller and then open the game, but like that's why I like PC gaming. You have so much flexibility. So for some games, I'll run it at 4K at 60 FPS, or for some other games, I'll run it at 1080p at 144.
That's what I should one of these days. It would be nice to see the difference.
And I just really like having the flexibility to play how I want and like to have it look the way that I want.
And I mean, I've been playing Sunset Overdrive. Like I said, I started that last week or 2 weeks ago, and it's another game where the writing is good. Insomniac Games known for like Ratchet and Clank, and
Resistance.
Resistance. I was gonna say, and
and known for resistance. Yeah,
Resistance 1, 2, and not so much 3. I think 3, the better of all of them, just got erased. I
didn't play 3. I didn't play 3.
It's the one that redeems the whole series. Apparently, it's like, oh snap! I kind of want to go back, and I've only played the demo, and I just never got around to it. But yeah, it's a fun game. It's quirky. It's super good on the platforming, the movements. You're just grinding around the city, jumping, bouncing. Crap! They got an air dash out of nowhere, and I mean, it's like the most comical situation. An energy drink company basically just has a concert, gives a bunch of people the energy drink, and they just drink it and turn into mutants who just crave the drink.
Yeah, that seems like
that's it.
Realistic.
Yeah, you're just trying to get out the city. If you drink too much Red Bull, you will turn into a Red Bull.
What?
Something. It's like that, You turn into a Red Bull, and then all the people who didn't drink it are getting like pinned by the bulls, and they're like, "No, we don't want to be pinned, so we got to escape." Kind of like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I've been enjoying it. But like you said, I've been enjoying the fact that I can play it with PC. I can play it either with mouse and keyboard, which I've done a couple of times, and it's been just as smooth, or just play with my controller. So it's easing me into PC gaming a little bit more.
Yeah, I like the fact that you can just like use whatever you want.
Freedom.
Yeah, I was playing Valkyrie Chronicles with a controller at first, and then I was like, oh, it was easier to just like actually aim and like click around the map when I have a mouse, so I'm just gonna do that. So I just play with like a mouse keyboard now.
Especially like the map. That's what I've noticed on Sunset Overdrive. It's like I can wait for my little like the reticle to finally scroll over it where I want to go to, to like do a fast travel or whatever.
Oh, but yeah, you can click on it, right?
Or I can just click on it. So I've just resorted to like, okay, I'm playing the game. Then when I go into the menu, I'm just like, I bumped this. She's in the mouse. Like,
yeah. There's some times where it's better. Like obviously, depending on what game you play, like I would never play a fighting game with a keyboard. It just doesn't make sense.
It actually doesn't, but I guess can. I don't know, like, because I don't know how hitboxes really work that well. But applying
it's just very inconvenient. Like to play, like, can you imagine playing Street Fighter with a keyboard or BlazBlue with a keyboard? Like you know what I mean? Like,
I don't know, man. You might want to hit that dragon punch. I guess
you could. I guess you really could. Yeah, I guess you could. Yeah.
I mean, like with a hitbox is nothing but just buttons. Like you don't even have a joystick or anything like that. So it's.
You mean what? Like what do you mean the arcade stick? Is you're talking about?
Yeah. There's no stick on a hitbox stick. It's just all buttons. So your movement is relegated to just 4 buttons.
Oh, that. Yeah. I see. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's when they they wire up, down, left, right to just 4 physical buttons. Yeah.
I guess I don't know how to do it though. Like it would break my brain because you got to retrain yourself to even just do that.
Yeah. Or a racing game would say, like, I would never do it on a racing game.
And what's the road rash?
If you launch Yakuza on PC. If you have the PC version, the first thing you'll see is like not a warning, but it says real Yakuza use a gamepad.
Wait, for real?
So it's like, yeah, it's basically telling you to use hey, you should probably use you should use a controller for this game.
Interesting.
Yeah,
that's it's another series that will let you do that fourth wall a little bit sometimes and let you know what's going on. Yes. But I guess that's all we've really been playing with. It's been, it's after Final Fantasy VII, and I'm almost done. Alex is always asking me, like, when are you going to finish? Come on, we're going to finish.
Oh, yeah, because it's so good. The game. I started replaying it, to be honest. I jumped back into some of the chapters.
You're doing it on hard mode or just doing it to finish up a little bit?
Oh, God, no. I'm doing it on normal because I want to feel powerful.
Yeah. Like I'm still at the point where I'm just... So I've kind of realized that I've been handicapping myself throughout the game and for the purpose of just leveling up my materia. Like literally I should really not be using some of these gauntlets, but hey, or bracelets or whatever, but hey, they hold more materia. So
you just want to slot in some more stuff so you can get the AP.
I just want the AP, man. I'm like an AP addict, and like in terms of magic, it's like these bosses would be a whole lot easier if I just all had the characters using similar, like the weaknesses, and just stagger them. I'm over here like...
Did you fight the Hell House?
That Hell House was random as fuck.
Did you? How hard was that fight for you?
I think I died four or five times. Most of the fights I die at least once.
Oh, sorry,
And then beat the
spoilers for
second time.
anyone who hasn't played FF7. You fight a Hell House, but
You fight a house. That was the most random thing. And
that's an enemy. That's an enemy from the original game. That's like
I don't remember this. Like I don't
yeah, no,
remember.
that's just a normal enemy that you fight in the game, and they turned it into a boss. Yeah,
It's so crazy that was an enemy. Period. That design was thought out by.
It was a house. Yeah.
It wasn't really hard. At one point, I kept getting it really far down. I just hate. The one thing I will say is I hate how some of the bosses have stagger points that are actually once you trigger the trigger the status for staggering, it goes into a cutscene and then that erases the status.
Oh, yeah, it gets kind of tricky. Like I noticed, like you can get interrupted in that game, so you can be like casting cure, and then if you get hit, it burns your ATB, but you don't get that spell off.
But you don't get that spell. Yeah, that's happened to me. Even with your limit breaker too. Like your limit breaker.
Oh yeah.
Anything can get jacked up, but it's just like, okay, I've got this ready for the boss. I've knocked him in the stagger state. That's actually one thing that happened to me for that Hell House is I got it to the stagger state, did a summon because I'm about to wail on him with some more of this, his weakness, and then it was just like, nope, cutscene, I'm going to transform and do something else. I was like, wait, excuse me?
Yeah, that fight is hard if you don't have the right materia because it has the elemental resistances.
Yeah.
And then if you just don't have the materia for what you need, like you're basically doing no damage for a while.
For a while until it lands. I think
it changes. Yeah.
It was a weird fight. I think the first half of the fight is of course a lot easier. And the second half, like you said, if you don't have the elemental stuff, which I only had it slotted to one person instead of two, so it's just like.
They were the dedicated caster, yeah.
Yeah, I have the dedicated caster. Like I said, I'm handicapping myself for the sake of material leveling, but it was, I still enjoyed that entire little arena section and just like how they introduced the characters.
It's pretty fun actually. Did you do any of the extra fights after you were done?
I did the 3 extra, like all that were available. So there's like 3 extra fights plus the what was the one last one that I guess like I forget whatever the quest is that you do. The guy's night out. Goodness gracious, that was long.
Oh yeah, so you got Chocobo Sam's side quest, right?
Yeah, Chocobo Sam.
Yeah. So if you want to get like 100% completion, like you have to replay the game or at least that chapter.
Yeah, because there's only 3 of the just after it's like, hey, come do these things, and there's only 3 of them. But of course, they have them for each party member. So it's like here's one for Cloud, here's one for. I think Aerith is all you have at that time, but I can you have to go back because it's probably going to be like, hey, here's one for Tifa, here's one for Barrett, here's
sorry, you mean the fights?
The fights,
yeah. You have to obviously come back when you can
more people
to do those fights, but there's a set of side quests that you can't do in a single playthrough. So you had Chocobo Sam's side quest, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's side quests with Madam M.
Oh, I like Madam. Wait. Madam M is the geisha girl, right?
Yeah. So
which hand massage did you get?
In my first playthrough, I got normal course, and then when I reached the chapter,
premium, man. She got that premium.
I got the premium, yeah. Did you know Cloud changes his reaction depending on what like course you got?
I assume so, because I got the premium starting off, and Homeboy was just like, I was just like, Cloud, I feel awkward watching you feel awkward, man.
Yeah.
This is not how I imagine you in my mind all those years ago. His
dialogue
you as a man.
is changes too, yeah.
And when he comes out, Aerith is like, "Are you okay, Cloud? What's wrong?"
And he's just like, "Oh, nothing, right?"
Nothing. I have not had my hands rubbed like this in a long time.
If you get the normal course, she makes it so it relieves tension, and then Cloud comes out. And then Aerith is just like, what are you doing? And he's just like, I'm flexing. Because he's like, his arms are like renewed or something. So he's just like standing against the wall, like flexing his arms.
I mean, he got a hand massage and he enjoyed it in awkward ways. I was like, Cloud, please don't make those sounds anymore, ever again.
It's so different depending on what course you get, like how his treatment is. But yeah.
But how before we I guess we move on to the next segment. So like, how do you feel about that? Like having those side quests locked off in the first playthrough and
I
forcing
don't
you to
mind.
play it again.
Yeah, I don't mind. Like I had no idea that there was stuff that you could miss because like when you beat the game, you get like a results screen kind of,
Mm-hmm.
and then it showed me like what I didn't like complete basically, and I was like, what? Like I thought I did everything. Like I combed for every side quest. How did I miss stuff? And then I like went on the interwebs and I was like, oh, of course, like oh, yeah, I guess that makes sense. But I don't mind it. I basically it makes it really like the game makes it easy to jump back into the game.
Okay. As long as it,
yeah,
as
it's
long as
not
it does
not a
that,
big deal.
it's not as much of a big deal. Like I've been grinding missions in Crisis Core, and those missions are random as heck. I mean, they just go through and kill things until you get to the boss, and I mean they're fine, but some of them are actually like really hard to the point where it's actually forcing me to actually learn how to play the game. You can get through Crisis Core without learning how to play the game. You can wail on people, but I'm actually starting to use the most convoluted materia fusion system I've ever seen because it's like Thunderga plus. Wait, let's see. It's like Thunderga plus Blizzard is like lightning. No, it's not lightning. I think Thunder and Fire is like Blizzard or something. It's so weird. I don't know. There's no guide. You just have to go on the internet and be like, what materia can I fuse to make this materia? Or what items and materia do I make to get this materia? So it's a fun game. I do hope that they'll remake it or
I hope so. Yeah, I honestly hope so. Because like as of today, like 2020, it's very difficult to play Crisis Core legally because there's no digital release. It's physical only, and that that platform, the PSP, isn't really exactly around anymore.
It's dead. It's dead. Yeah.
So if you wanted to play it like legally, let's say someone who's brand new to FF7, like FF games in general, let's say they bought Remake and they're like, oh, I like this world a lot. I want more. Like, and
go play Final Fantasy VII original. That's all you can tell them.
And like what, like
legit.
And like, let's say they want to know more about, before the events of the story, right?
Which
they want to know more about Sephiroth and Cloud. So like, how can they play it legally? You have to find a PSP and you have to find a physical copy of that game. So,
and it's not particularly like a super long RPG. I think it's maybe like 20 hours or less. They're mainly just those side missions. You just grind the missions to get more stuff. But like I've been going through the game itself, and like I said, I just got to the point where they finally hit Nibelheim, and we're finally kind of finding out some stuff about Sephiroth's past, and like it's good seeing Sephiroth as not just one-sided, demented, delusional guy.
Yeah, he's kind of like a good guy, in that game.
And he's like a legit good guy. And so like now I'm wondering like, okay, where does he get his wires crossed a little bit? I have a feeling Genesis is going to keep doing some stuff with him. But anyways, if you can find a PSP somehow.
Exactly. So I'm hoping that they remake it or make it available in some form for people who are either wanting to play it again or people who are going to play it for the first time.
And it's pretty much the Final Fantasy VII Remake battle system. I won't say pretty much. It's less, but it's the same gameplay almost. Very, very similar. Minus the materia slots, so you don't have to worry about
the slots was kind of a weird thing, to be honest. But
it's essentially like slots. You use materia for all of your moves. And the actual slot thing, which...
like an actual slot machine we're talking about.
There's like an actual roulette that's going around constantly that's spinning your your SP, which it's pretty cool, but it's like that's how you get your summons. You don't even equip your summon materia. It's just always on the slot wheel. And if you get lucky, then you'll get into a summon roulette. It's not guaranteed. So a lot of stuff is random, but you get used to it. And so it's a perk. It's a little mini perk.
Yeah. So I'm hoping, like, having beat the game already, I'm excited for what comes next. I honestly really want to get back into that world, like hopefully within the next year, but we'll see. You know what I mean?
Yep, you will see with what Papa Corona brings us. That was so grim.
Well, yeah, we'll see if like that. Well, even like without it, like it takes a while to make games, so we don't know when the next part is on track for.
Yeah, we don't know. But what we do know is that by the time it does come out, we will have that spoiler cast done. I mean, when I finish finally playing this game. But yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So we're gonna come back after the break. We're gonna talk about some virtual YouTubers and then that little Microsoft Inside Xbox thing, some of those games. So I forgot what I was gonna say, but it was probably something like, see you after the break.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer.
Hey, Adrian, never thought about making a podcast?
All the time, except for we are already making a podcast.
No, but I mean like a different one, maybe a better one.
Sure.
Yeah. So I was on the internet. I was trying to figure out like what's the best host for a podcast, or pretty much how can I make a podcast? And I think I settled on Anchor.
We're already using Anchor, buddy.
Wait, are you serious? Are we actually?
I'm actually serious because it's free. And of course, we're on like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and like Google Podcasts, and so many other places.
Wait, how do we do that though?
Anchor did that for us.
Oh, just like automatically, right? Anchor
Yeah.
will just distribute your podcast for like free?
Exactly. Wait, I thought you did the research.
Yeah, well, I kind of did, but I do know that Anchor will help you make money from a podcast. Cash money.
Cash money grabs. Exactly. That's how we're making money right now, I think.
Absolutely. Like
Recording
right at this very moment.
At this very moment with this sponsorship.
Well, I mean, also Anchor has some pretty cool creation tools that let you record and also edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. Because I know you got one of those, probably.
I do have a computer, but I don't have a phone.
Well, whatever. You can still make a podcast because in 2020, there's no reason why anyone shouldn't have a podcast.
Everyone deserves a voice. That's my opinion.
Yeah. Well, Anchor is just everything you need to make a podcast, but just all in one place. You can download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
Enjoy the show, everyone. Thanks for listening.
Fight!
A battle is about to get started.
Yeah, I want CVS3. I want Capcom to make that game.
We're never going to get it because they failed with NBC Ultimate Infinite.
Yeah, and then I think, what was that game? Like Street Fighter Cross Tekken didn't do all that well.
But was a good game. That's the most random thing about that game. It is actually a good game that just, rounds just took forever to fight and the gym system sucked.
There was a gem system in that game? Oh, yeah, there was.
Yeah, there was a gem system. It's like, hey, how do you want to augment your character?
Yeah, that was dumb. Anyways.
Yeah. Anyways, so what's not dumb is virtual YouTubers. Like,
yeah, so it's like a character that's created by someone. And then like any other like anime character, someone has to basically bring the character to life with a voice, right? And then they just do YouTube videos. So it's a virtual YouTuber.
but there are fans around the world for all of these. I mean, how many other?
There's quite a bit. There's many different companies that are making virtual YouTubers. So I think like what gives the appeal, like what makes them appealing is for the same reason that anime characters are appealing. It's because like the aesthetic is part of it, right?
Yeah.
And then like they all kind of have like a story, kind of like they're not humans. Like some are dragons, some are demons, some are like witches or whatever. You know what I mean? So
there's definitely a huge variety. There's no specific like, hey, you have to be locked in to.
Yeah, so
being
some are humans, right? And some are just not, right? So that and people have the flexibility to make an actual original character and then have someone voice it. So
the soundbite we play a lot of the times is from Fubuki. Wait.
Yeah, that's a VTuber named Shirakami Fubuki. She's from a group of VTubers, I guess.
Yeah, that's her telling us to do it. Just do it. Which I think so that actually comes from the fact that she actually did like, I guess, what do you want to call that? Like just an imitation of the Shia LaBeouf Just Do It video.
Yeah, that whole thing, she there's two videos. The first one was like she just did the actions and then had Shia LaBeouf's like voice just play over top. And then there was a second one where she like just did the whole thing but in Japanese, and that's where that clip comes from.
And so you can see like just with that, like there's a limitless possibilities of what they can do, and kind of like even relate to like things that you like or are trending.
Yeah, so there's a lot of content now. a lot of them nowadays are playing games, like Let's Plays or live streams. Apex is really popular, so a lot of these VTubers are playing Apex Legends.
Does it hurt you to see them play Apex Legends though?
It
Because
does,
it hurts me. It hurts me.
It does. Yeah, that's a different topic for a different time. Like, because they're not. I mean, anyways. So they'll play games. Some are playing RPGs or Minecraft, Ark Survival Revolved, or whatever. It's games, right? And then a lot of these VTubers also do cover songs, like what is it, like utate mita? So just like they'll sing a song, like a J-pop song or a Vocaloid song or whatever, right?
Yeah. Which, you know, like there's, like I said, there's so many that, like you said, can do so many different things. So like I find myself gravitating more towards the ones that are playing games sometimes, like if I'm just browsing YouTube. But, and this is where I got sucked in. I got sucked in with this idol group, 22/7, which they had an anime as well. But I mean, they have
Nanamu no Niju ni, right?
I didn't understand VTubers until I kind of started watching them a little bit more. Like, this is something I kind of know about the culture, like idol culture here in Japan. And then it just kind of like hit me, like when they were talking, I was like, oh, okay. I was finding myself laughing more. Like, some of them have high pitched voices, which I can't stand, but I don't know. There's something about them that I'm like, okay, like it feels more natural to me as opposed to like Kiz no Ai, which is.
So I think what the appeal of VTubers is mostly for a lot of people is, I think for the same reason why you might like that group, is like, you know that there's real humans behind those characters, right?
Yeah.
And you've seen, like, I think some of them or all of them have shown their
all of them have shown their faces. Yeah.
Exactly. So you know that there's an actual human with a personality behind those characters, and I think that's what makes VTubers really appealing, is that people could connect. Like, they feel really more, I don't want to say approachable, but like almost like we can talk to this character, you know what I mean?
It's almost, it's kind of like if you, like, say you have your favorite anime character, right? And you'll never be able to talk to the voice actor or actress, you know? They'll always be scripted whenever you hear the lines.
Exactly, yes. Yeah,
but,
right.
Like, it's taking the concept of, what if you're never going to actually meet the virtual YouTuber. They'll always be in front of you on the screen. That's their natural presence. But when they're streaming or talking, you know, they do a lot of things live, right? Like most of it's live. So you're actually interacting with that personality.
Exactly.
So.
And then, like, if they're playing a game or something and you say something funny, or maybe you donate to them or something, there's a chance that this anime character in the voice, in the personality, in the persona will like respond to you. You know what I mean?
That's wow.
So it's just like, I think that's what makes it so exciting and so appealing. Is like, you can have, let's imagine your favorite anime character from whatever series, like, mention you by name and say like, thank you, you know, for the donation. That's the appeal of these VTubers, is that they look and sound like anime characters, but you can interact with them, right?
Right. And you can even buy their goods if they're
You can buy their goods, if you really want to. But I think, so what brings us to our topic today is like, recently, like a month ago or something, so one of the first VTubers to really make it big, Kiz no Ai, her original voice actress quit and is no longer the voice of Kiz no Ai. And I don't want to say like replaced, but like obviously the character Kiz no Ai is still around and still uploading videos, so they needed to find another voice, a replacement voice actress for this character. And the original voice actress is now like, she's kind of doing her own thing, but she announced that she's involved with like kind of the new Kiz no Ai company as like a creative director or something like that.
Wait, so Ai-chan is now making
so other Kiz no Ai. Yeah.
Oh, that's meta.
Basically,
that's meta.
Yeah. So that's what happened, is like the voice actress behind this virtual YouTuber is no longer the voice and has revealed herself, her real name, what she looks like and stuff like that. And then some other actress has filled in the shoes of Kiz no Ai. So I think this brought up a question, which is, when it comes to virtual YouTubers, what is more important to the fan? Is it the character, or is it the person inside the character? Is it the voice actress? So I want to hear your opinion. Like, what is more important?
This is like some philosophical Ghost in the Shell conversation now. But you have a good point. Like, because we've, even without me watching a lot of Kizuna Ai videos, like her voice is iconic. She's been on TV, like on, Japanese national TV, used for variety programs. She's kind of the spokesperson, right? And for me, like that voice is Kizuna Ai. I think you can always keep the characters, of course, the looks the same because it's a digital representation, and you can kind of keep how the character acts like the same. Like that's how that character's role is played. But it's just like in any TV show when you switch the actor or actress that's playing that role, there's like little minute things that they do that only they can do, right? Like
Yeah, right.
there's certain tones that they do with their, like there's certain ways they do with their voice, or there's certain things that they do with their hands. Like there's just things that they do that's unique to them. And when you take that away, when that's gone, I like personally, I don't feel like it's Kizuna Ai. Like I don't feel like that's her. Like
So
to
like
me,
the
it's like
character is gone
the
essentially.
character is like the character. It's weird, right? The character
Yeah.
is gone, but the character is still there. And normally,
I think-
what would happen is you would just make another. I don't know. Like it's like an idol group. When the girl goes, she graduates, then she's no longer there, right? But in this case, she's still there.
Right. I think so. Here's what I think. So like, if I was watching an anime or something, just whatever series, and let's say they replace one of the voice actors halfway through the season, I don't know, for whatever reason, I would say they replace the voice actor. I will notice at first, oh, the voice is kind of different, but I'll kind of quickly accept it, and I'll like just still see the character for the character. So I think, for example, of this for me was in Persona 4 and Persona 4 Golden, they changed a couple of the voice actors. I'm assuming for licensing reasons or something like that. But when Golden came out, they had to redo all these lines for these characters. So when I was playing it, I was like, oh, that's a different actor. Like I can hear the difference. And at first it was kind of weird, but like 5 hours into the game, I stopped hearing that and I just started seeing the character.
Right.
But if it's something like this where it's
well, I mean,
it's not the same, you know what I mean? Like it's not a game or a video game or an anime, right?
it's
You know
not.
what I mean?
It's not
Like
scripted. It's not. Well, yeah, it's not scripted. It's supposed to be natural. And what I think the thing that they did was they tried to pull it over on us. Like, remember, and you showed me some clips. Like they changed the voice actress, but didn't tell anyone. So people.
Right.
So
People
fans were
noticed,
like
yeah.
noticing, like, what? Wait, this isn't. And then now it ended up to where there's 3 completely different actresses playing one character in 3 different roles. She has like her game form. Then she has, I guess, what is it? Just normal Ai, and then there's
there's the idol. There's the idol version, the one that sings songs.
And so it's like, okay, you guys, this is kind of whack. Like this doesn't make sense. And at the same time, it doesn't make sense for one person to actually play all of those, like to do all of those things, because like they never would sleep.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's why they did it in the first place, because the original actress was really busy. But when the original actress like left and kind of announced, well, I guess revealed herself, a lot of people obviously started following her on YouTube and stuff because they like Kizuna Ai, like they like the original Kizuna Ai.
But the weird thing is she still, like, when they're watching her, are they just imagining Ai speaking,
I
or
think,
like what's happening there?
I think they see her as like who she is, but like she, like in her video, she just like, I am a voice actress. Like I'm not, who you think I am. Like I'm a voice actress and this is my name and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But she has like a personality, right? And I think a lot of people are familiar with that personality.
Right.
So,
In other words, her personality wasn't so much scripted when she was playing Kizuna Ai as she just was Kizuna Ai.
she was kind of Kizuna Ai, and then like when she stopped being Kizuna Ai, they had to find someone who could do that voice, but also could kind of keep the same personality. And it's tough. Like, you know, you have to recreate basically what the person started.
Which no one, like, if we look back, like, no one's really been successful with that. Let's be honest. You can't ever really recreate someone in that same way. It just never goes. It never goes that well.
I was reading some YouTube comments and people were just like, "Oh, it's like replacing the soul of a human." So it's like they look the same maybe as someone you know, but they're not the same person.
It's not the same ghost inside the shell.
So yeah,
which makes sense. Does make sense.
That is, yeah. So she's a human, obviously, and I think she'll be working with the new Kizunai company to produce contents and stuff like that.
It's still freaky that she's producing her own, what she used to be. Well, yeah, and I think you also told me that they're actually going to be making those 3 separate girls, at least 2 of them, into their own, you know, digital renditions, so that they're no longer just 3 eyes walking around.
But there's going to be one. There's still going to be one Kizunai.
Yeah, there's still going to be one voice for Kizunai, and the other 2 will have their own characters to be, which makes sense from the beginning. I think if they had just kind of been upfront with how things were going from the start, I think people could have stomached it a little bit better, because instead of just getting someone who sounds really similar, and then having to find out like, what, this is off, like, just let us know, you know. That's one of those things.
Yeah, well, like, so you're saying like the personality, the person inside is more important than the character?
The person inside, in this case, the person inside is more important than the character. But, you know, like, yeah, because honestly, I just started watching Ghost in the Shell on Netflix, and the first thing I did was I switched the voice actor, like the majors, like all their voices, back to English, I think. And I also, because I watched it in Japanese and English, but I grew up when it was on Toonami or Adult Swim, was primarily English. And I was so happy to know, and I'm pretty sure it's the same voice actress. Gosh, I hope so. If not, my ears are just old. But that feeling of like, okay, this is the same person. This is like, this to me is the major, no matter what. This is to me is like Bato. These are the characters I like kind of grew up with. You know what I mean? Like, and it brings back all those memories. So in that case, like what you're saying, yeah, the person who's playing the voice, that person inside sticks with you no matter what. So that's, it's like the soul of the character. They are the soul.
Yeah, so I think that's just like something that's kind of special with VTubers, is that it has the character outward component, like the anime girl, let's say, but then inside is an actual human, right? And then like, why do people come for VTubers? Do they come for the character, or do they come to interact with this personality? And then when the shell has disappeared, you know, would they follow the person inside afterwards?
That's true. I mean, I didn't ask you what you. Well, I think you obviously said what you thought. So, but I don't know. Like this has to happen eventually to all of them, right? Like I know we've got a couple of the larger ones.
Yeah, with the bigger ones, I would say with the bigger VTubers, there's eventually a point where they have to they have to retire the character entirely, or they have to find a replacement, and then people have to just kind of get used to this new voice, right? This new person. And I think some people will be able to accept it if they really like that character. If like the company behind the VTuber has created, let's say a brand that's really likable, people can maybe get used to a person filling those shoes. But there are some people who I think will stick to just the OG voice, right? The OG human inside.
I want that original eye. Oh, dude, that's a good brand right there. Original eye. You know, what's crazy is they could do that. They could bring that back. I don't know how that would make people feel, but you know, it's kind of like having your idol group girls come back like for a reunion tour or something.
Yeah, maybe.
And it's perfect. Original love, original eye. Okay, that's all for my ideas of the day. But if you are, and I'm talking to the listeners right now, if you're like listening or I mean watching virtual YouTubers, yeah, let us know like what you think on this whole thing. Like if you like, what are your reasons for liking virtual YouTubers? Let us know on Twitter or like I said, leave us a voicemail on our Anchor page because we're curious. Like I'm actually curious because I still think this will eventually die. I know Alex is like it will live on, and there's nothing to support that it's gonna die. Like honestly, it's still going. The question for me is like, will it grow outside of like, will it grow more and more to the point of something like, like Hatsune Miku? Like, will we see a point where it kind of transcends a certain barrier to where everyone's just like, that's my VTuber?
I don't know. I feel like in the same, because the technology to be a VTuber is getting a lot more accessible and cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
So in the same way that a lot of people are now making podcasts or live streaming video games, because the equipment needed to do so is really accessible and affordable, you'll probably see a lot more VTubers in the next couple of years.
You should start your own Western VTuber, man. Get on.
I mean, I could, like, I have the technology to do it.
When you said I have the technology, there was like a pause in there. I was like, oh snap, you have? Alex, let us know. What is
well,
the
yeah,
name?
but like I don't have like all the resources. I need a character, so I need to hire an artist basically. But
then you got to rig it up.
Yeah, but I think as that becomes easier to do, and as more, just as it becomes easier to be a virtual YouTuber or to create one, you'll see more. Just like if you go on Twitch right now, like there's hundreds, thousands of people streaming because you can do it from your console. Like you don't even need to buy a capture card.
That's true. You don't. And you don't even need a camera. You just need the system.
Yeah, exactly. So as, in the same regard that like live streaming is exploding, I think so will stuff like, virtual YouTubers.
All right. Well, we're going to move on to the last little part of this show. The Inside Xbox May 2020 happened, I think last week or so. And they wanted to show us some next-gen games. We had Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Bright Memory, Infinite, Call of the Sea, Course, Dirt 5, Madden, NFL 21, Scarlet Nexus, Scorn, Second Extinction. Wow. The Ascent, The Medium, Vampire, The Masquerade, Bloodlines 2, and Yakuza Like a Dragon. Were there any of these games that like caught your attention or anything that you kind of noticed in general about the direct, I guess, there?
I mean, not really. Like I haven't heard of like a bunch of these, but a couple, like Assassin's Creed Valhalla, that's not an Xbox exclusive. We had a review of that game like a couple days before the Inside Xbox thing.
Right. We should probably mention none of these are Xbox exclusives. They legitimately said, "Don't worry." At the beginning, it's like, "Don't worry, everybody. You'll see more from our first party studios in July." I think. Yeah.
Yeah, and then like Yakuza Like a Dragon, which is Yakuza 7, like that's been out since January on PS4 in Japan, so that's not even a new game.
It's not a new game.
Like I could buy that today. I could be playing it like right now. Yeah, sure, it won't be on Xbox Series X, but I could play it. So.
Yep, that's true. I think a lot of people, and myself, I looked at the game trailers as for most of them. I mean, they had like some good variety in terms of the just overall genres. There wasn't anything that really caught my eye. Like Second Extinction looked weird just because you're trying to wipe out dinosaurs. Like all I saw were dinosaurs on the screen getting shot, and I'm like, is this Turok? What? This is weird. Okay, I can dig it, I guess. There was Scarlet Nexus, the Bandai Namco one.
Mm-hmm.
Which I wasn't okay. I wanted to kind of go in liking it. And I'm just talking about a trailer, but they showed the enemy designs, and I was just like, "What is this? Like, is this a plant dog? Like, what?" I don't know.
Oh no, I'm into it. I mean, I really liked Code Vein, and God Eater's kind of cool. So
it's like
it looks like yeah. So I'm pretty curious about that. I'll check it out as it comes out, like when it comes out. I mean,
yeah, I couldn't tell if they were cutting to the action points, like if it plays like Code Vein, but there are some really heavy action moves like a Devil May Cry or something.
Oh,
they were cutting to it because I wasn't sure. So
I don't think it's like Code Vein. I do think it's a lot closer to like Astral Chain, let's say. So
that could be a good pace. But yeah, I mean, it looks good. It doesn't look. I think Code Vein looked better. I mean, keep in mind this is still early footage, but Code Vein to me still looks. I guess the art style or the world, whatever.
Yeah, I
color
like
palette
Code
they
Vein a
chose,
lot.
it
Yeah,
looks nice.
I like Code Vein.
And Bright Memory Infinite. Sorry. I've been playing Bright. Gosh, yeah, I've been playing Bright Memory on Steam just a little bit. Through early access, so you can go ahead and buy that right now if you want to. It's a great game. I mean, it's a fun experiment. There we go. What they're going to be releasing is the full game. So, what if they wanted to kind of design this? When I was reading the early access stuff, which is like they wanted to make the stories that this character is going in, because the actual game, like where I'm at now, it's just that you're fighting. You go back in time to medieval times, and you're fighting with a gun against weird skull knights and stuff. So you're trying to get back to a certain point in time. So in theory, you will have multiple stories in different environments to support to get back to where you need to get to.
Yeah, I mean, it looks good visually. I mean, like in just terms of like visual quality and stuff like that, I think it looks pretty good.
It's good. I'm enjoying it. / I should probably get back into it and play it. It's not that much longer. But I don't know. I watched the thing and I was like, okay, this thanks Xbox for showing us these things. I think what was cool, they at least confirmed I think all of these games are smart delivery. That's the name they're going with for if you buy it on Xbox Series X or if you buy it for Xbox One, it works on both.
Yeah, which I think they did Sony did that. I think a tiny bit with some of their consoles. I think Vita and PS3 for sure. Did they ever do that for PS3, PS4 or no?
No, they didn't do cross.
I think they did.
No, they did
a small amount. Yeah, because I bought
For
Journey on
indies.
PS3 and I got Journey on PS4.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of the indies or first party titles. Because remember, like PlayStation Plus used to be PS4, PS3, and Vita. So a lot of those indie titles would actually be on all three of the consoles.
Right. Yeah.
Like a
I
cross
remember
buy.
that.
I mean, this is just basically cross buy, but it's good to know that they're pretty much pushing this to be a major feature. So you can rest assured that you'll be able to play most games.
I think part of why they're doing it is because to ensure that people will eventually get an Xbox Series X, like because that's coming out this year, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's say someone is like, they're not going to get a Series X. I think the fact that they know that they'll be able to get all these games when they're ready to upgrade is a selling point. They could get a new console and then boom, you have games for it already.
That's true. You have the games already, and maybe stuff that you haven't gone through and played. It runs better, looks better, that kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, maybe like I think they said Dirt 5 was it will run at 120 frames per second.
Jeez.
So you have a choice I believe it's Dirt 5, but they said you have a choice. You can play at 1080p, 120 frames per second, or 4K at a lower frame rate, like 60 or 30.
60.
So,
which that's like, dude, that's wow.
And that's good. So I mean, like that's kind of why I like gaming on PC, because you have the flexibility, and the fact that now you have the flexibility on a console is pretty cool.
Yeah, this is definitely the time if you start saving your money or your stimulus checks or whatever you do to make money. Start saving it a little bit, and hopefully, I say like put back like 600. That's a pretty good bet. Just put back 600, and I think you can either get a PS5 or a Xbox Series X. It's so hard not to call this an Xbox One or 360.
Yeah, I wish they had a different name for it, like Xbox, just some name, you know what I mean, that didn't have X in it for some reason, but...
I guess they could have done Xbox X.
Yeah, or X, like Scarlet was fine, just what was wrong with Scarlet? You know what I mean? Like...
they have a game coming out called Scarlet Nexus, I guess.
Yeah.
Which I think is a tentative title. I think it's like their tentative title for that game, so...
maybe. I mean, it could have. I actually think it was in development for quite some time. It's gonna be on PS4, 5, and PC as well.
You gotta imagine, yeah, all these games are gonna be on PS4, Xbox One as well, like we were saying. So, yeah, Just
Yeah,
when you feel like upgrading, get the what would you say people need to get first? Get a new monitor or TV monitor
If you
before they
wanna-
get a console, or get the console first, then get the.
I think it totally depends on like what you have already, and then what you what you want, or the gameplay experience that you want. So if you already have a 4K TV, just buy an Xbox Series X and play in 4K, like you probably are already.
Mhm.
If you want to be like, oh, I want to play Dirt 5 at 120 frames per second, then get a monitor maybe. It'll work with your PC if you have one of those. And then you get a Series X, I guess.
There we go. From the tech man himself. We should give you a nickname. What should your nickname be?
Alex is fine.
No, not like Alex the tech man. Alex
Nah.
the expert.
I mean, I don't know. Sure. Whatever you want. Whatever you want, yeah.
I'm gonna make these nicknames up somehow. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen, everybody. But until then, I guess we're gonna retire ourselves because we've almost got an hour. We've been behaving ourselves. We haven't gone an hour and 20 or any of those crazy times that we were doing or I was doing. I'm sorry, but we hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, it's been good. And yeah, you can find us on the internet as always on Twitter and Instagram at UGP_cast. You can check out the YouTube channel at Unknown Games Podcast. And of course, like I said, just leave us that voice message. Leave us a sweet voicemail on our Anchor page at anchor.fm/UGPcast. There's a button. You press it. Magical things happen and your voice will be heard.
Just do it!
You heard it. Just do it. You got anything you want to say, Alex? Any closing remarks? Anything?
This battle is about to explode.
We're going to redo this podcast now again? Just...
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, everybody. This is episode number 33 or 32 of the Unknown Games Podcast. I'm your host, Adrian, and we're... No? That's actually the changed scene. Have you watched Law & Order?
No.
Yeah, that's what they play when they go into the courtroom.
Okay. Well.
Yeah. I forgot what it is when they actually like stop. But if you can find that one, that's pretty ham.
I should find the Cops theme song.
Oh wait, the ding 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 ding.
No, that's not Cops.
Oh wait, Bad Boys? What you gonna do?
No.
Wait,
There's
wait,
like a different.
What Cops are you talking about? Like, there's only one show called Cops, legitimately.
Oh, that is. You're right.
Bad Boys.
Yeah, that's the Cops theme song.
What you gonna do?
It is called Bad Boys, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean you can play that. It's a great song. I mean that show is trashy sometimes, but it has.
Oh yeah. Okay. Anyways.
Yeah. We're gonna peace on out. I guess remember to play Chrono Trigger or Chrono Cross, one of those two games.
Yeah, play Chrono Trigger, man.
There you go. And we'll see you next time on episode number 33 or 34 of the Unknown Games Podcast. Remember, you set the tone. Go enjoy some video games. Stay safe, stay inside, and remember to care for others and animals as well. We'll check you next time. Later.